Alright, the time has come for some reason to make a very quick cheese grater, so I'm gonna make a really quick cheese grater. So I'm gonna go for one of the ones, and I'm not making this at all to scale, but I'm just gonna go for one of the ones that has... okay, cool. The little sort of like four-pronged bits, instead of the sort of like circular ones for making giant shredded cheese. So what I'm gonna do is pop in, so this is, I'm just gonna make like one of, what am I doing? I'm gonna make one of the little grate things, and then I'm going to, apparently like today's like one of those days I really can't talk while I do stuff. I'm gonna make one of the grates, and then I'm gonna basically populate the rest of the grater with that. So this is gonna be one hole. And then I'm going to extrude these faces, turn off keep faces together, pull them in, and then just make them kind of smaller, peel them up, and then basically just do the same thing again. Sort of push them back up again. So now I have like one little goofy grate doodle for the cheese grater. Obviously I am not making this to scale, or doing any kind of reference with this, but it's a cheese grater, and it's for fun, so back with it. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of go through and populate these little grate areas. And I'm not going to make this like super crazy enormous. What I am going to do is just throw another, throw another cube on the end of this. And then I'm just going to come through, grab these, do a mesh combine. You'll notice if you smooth them, obviously they're not actually connected, so what I'm going to do is edit mesh merge. That should attach all those edges together. And then I'm free to come down and mess with the pivot of this. Snap that down, and usually these are like a tiny bit offset, so what I'm going to do is put the pivot on like one of these actual corners, and then snap that down, and because I made everything sort of weird modular cubes, it should offset fairly nicely, I think. And yeah, what the heck. I'm just going to go ahead and mesh combine these dudes and do the same thing I did before with the edit mesh merge. And then I'm going to grab this edge and just drag that up with vert snapping. Do the same thing here. Vert snap that down. And make sure, again, that those edges are connected properly. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a merge to center on them. And once you've done that, you can go through again. And this I'm going to do, I'm going to populate this. You know what, I'm just going to do it manually. I could, if I was so inclined, I could go through and be like, okay, cool, this moves down 24 units every new little grater thing that I need. But in this case, I probably only need like 5 or 6 of these, so I'm just going to populate them manually, rather than using the duplicate special. And then I'm going to go through and do the exact same thing again. Mesh combine these dudes, edit, merge to center, and now we have our goofy little cheese grater mesh thingy-madoodle. I don't know why I'm talking like a bad car salesman, so you'll just have to forgive me for that. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just extrude a little bit up on the top of this, do the same thing down here. And now we have this, so I'm going to delete the history on that. Do a deform and lattice deformer this. I could also do a warp, but for some reason I don't like. I'm sorry, do a... I honestly don't remember what it's called for some reason. I could do some alternative deformer, which is like a... I have to find it now. Nonlinear... flare. I could use a flare deformer, but I don't like flare deformers because I'm lazy, so I'm not going to use one. Cough, cough. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and shift the pivot down here. I guess there's really no reason to do that. Tilt this out a tiny bit, and then I'm going to throw this in a group, duplicate that group, scale that group -1 on the Y, and it's going to give us the same rotation on, oops, on both of these. Freeze that transformation, drag that down a tiny bit, and now we have a weird bit of cheese grater. We go ahead and we do a mesh combine, and then we need to find a way to attach these edge loops, for which I'm going to use an edit mesh bridge. Ooh, Oh yes, I forgot that I added a different number of divisions. Well, I'm gonna leave that because that actually doesn't look totally terrible. So we do the exact same thing on the other side. And we do the things with the clicking of the buttons, which is not working for me. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Ah! It takes me 30 minutes to select 2 edge loops, and it took me like 5 minutes to make this cheese grater. So anywho, we have now this beautifully hideous cheese grater. I'm going to add a little handle on it, because gosh darn it, I do like handles on my cheese. Oof. Hello. Don't know what's going on there. Delightful. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and delete history on this object, freeze transformations, and hope that that fixes whatever that insane issue was. Apparently, I still have these loops selected, which obviously I don't want. So let's try this again. Or not. Okay. Excellent. Maya is very questionable sometimes. I'm sure it was something stupid in the way that I set that up, which is causing that. I just have no idea what that issue is. Sweet goodness. Everything is chaos. Alright, so I'm going to vert snap these up to whatever. Oh god, why? Okay. I don't know what the heck is happening here. But, oh, I have broken geometry in here. That's what's happening. Do I have broken geometry? I honestly don't know. I'm gonna grab these vertices, smash them together with the scale tool, select these edges, and do an edit mesh, edit mesh bridge again. Now we have a derpy little cheese grater. And if you were so inclined, you could go through and do something a little bit better, because a lot of them have like rolled metal bits on the outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and sort of extrude that and pull it up, and then push it kind of back in a tiny bit, maybe like a little bit less. Cool. Now we have a cheese grater. And now what we can do is delete the history, take the entire thing, and extrude it, and just make it like 0.3 millimeters thick. And now you have a delightful little cheese grater. It doesn't smooth too badly either, which is exciting. I didn't design it to do that, but it kind of works. Yay, cheese graters. I don't know why you found that helpful. Maybe, if you did, hopefully, but yeah, weird tutorials time.